Hello there guys, it's June the 2nd, it's Saturday. It is kind of awesome but also kind of unawesome. The weather have really been destroying my video plans for today. So now it's evening, we have relatively clear sky and yeah, this video is gonna be about silky saws, some of the problems you can run into and how to fix it. And then I think I'm gonna show you how to make a sawbuck in the woods. It's been pouring down and I wanted to get the SRV, the Survival Russia vehicle, ready, and yeah, I could not do that. I could, but I didn't want to sit in the pouring rain half the day and do maintenance and stuff like that. So I was watching a little bit on YouTube videos, and I was watching the Russian, English-speaking Russian bushcrafter channel, Shashkin's Bushcraft and Survival or something like this. It's a young guy who I gave a shout out not long ago. So now he's getting a second shout out because I saw in the comment section on his most recent video that there were some guys saying that silky, they just suck and so on because Shashkin, he broke his, where do we have it? Yeah, we have it here. He broke his blade on his Pocket Boy 120. This is a Pocket Boy 170 though, but doesn't matter. He broke the blade. Two of his viewers chimed in the comment section and was down talking silky saws, saying, yeah, but they are not strong. And one of the guys had a problem with this locking bolt, or we can say the bolt and nut hinge that on his big Katana Boy that we have over there, we'll take a look at, that it was coming loose. And I had the same problem, but I found out how to what you can say, how to mitigate this problem. It's not that difficult actually. Another guy said that he broke his blade, and Silky, I will assume that it's in the States, that Silky would refuse to replace the blade and so on. Of course it can happen that you break your blade if you are not paying attention to what you're doing. And so these guys said that silky, they were bad, they were only for arborists. Arborists is like guys who cut trees for a living, right? One of the guys were also mentioning that that they were not meant for heavy use, and being in the woods is different than being in a sunny day in your back garden or backyard or something like this. But I mean, I am a serious silky user. I've used silky saws for years and I have not broken a blade. My opinion, silky saws are absolutely made for heavy use if you use them correctly, like any other tool, right? Take the Katana Boy here, the Katana Boy 500. I mean, I used this for, I don't know, maybe 3 years or something. And I've been cutting frozen wood, I've been cutting compressed ice blocks and compressed snow blocks and blah blah blah. I used this in minus 25 Cs, and I mean, I never had a problem with it. If you have a problem with your retaining bolt here and not coming loose, then simply just unscrew it completely. You add a little bit of grease to the bolt and nut here. There's a spring disc kind of a thing in here, and then you simply just tighten it down firmly. Then it will not come undone. Problem here mostly on my Katana Boy, but I think also sometimes it can be due to vibration and so on, and the fact that I'll be opening and closing it a lot. Since I've been lubricating it and tightening it down firmly, I not had this problem at all. I've done the same with the Big Boy 2000 here, which is an awesome saw. You see it runs pretty tightly and it doesn't come undone. So this is how you mitigate that problem, if that is a problem for you, that is of course. Here we have an awesome silky saw. This is a saw that I repaired, if you recall, some of you guys. This is a, yeah, you can most likely not see it, but it's a silky Pocket Boy 170 blade, but this is one of the older models. This blade here I broke in minus 25 Cs. I broke the very tip of it, as I normally say. This is the only problem I have had, or breakage I have had with a silky saw ever. You might wonder, why is the blade sitting here then and being broken. Oh, the dogs are going crazy over there. This is because my wife broke it. Older Pocket Boy 170 blade here. It is much thinner than the new one. You had a little guy sitting over there. So when inexperienced users get the silky saws here in their hands, then they're likely to break them over time, and I will show you straight away here why this happens, because they almost always break here. I broke a Fiskars saw once, a Japanese style pull action saw, and it also broke down here. I have a Silky Gumboy 240 with a straight blade. This is an older model, and this blade here, my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, he bent, so it was simply sitting like this. It was completely crazy. But he never used a silky saw before either, and he borrowed this without asking me, and he was of course very, what you can say, embarrassed for having destroyed my saw. But as you can see, I straightened it out, and you see if we can. I don't know if you can see, but this blade here is pretty S-shaped. But I straightened it out. It still cuts, but I will say that it is most likely prone to breaking at any point in time, or what you can say, if you stress the blade enough. But what happens over time if you do not pay attention to what you're doing and you are cutting like this here, for example, it is that you will make the blade go like this sometimes, right? When you are cutting. You're not paying attention, you're not trying and pulling it straight through. This of course leaves a lot of stress on this part here, right? So it's of course very important to pay attention and not just push and pull while the blade does like this here, right? I meant to Silky and high quality blades that it did not bend. When my brother-in-law he bent it right here, and it was seriously sitting like this. Watching Shaskin's most recent video, I could see at some point when he was cutting with his Gumboy 120, I think it was, or the Pocket Boy 120. I could see that he at some point had a little bit of a problem positioning his the wood he was cutting. It was like a dead standing sapling pine of some kind. I want to show Shaskin and all you other guys, which if you do not know and if you are saw users, how to make a very fast, very simple, very effective sawbuck. So let's get on with that. I've shown it before during winter, and I will show it again here one of the days on a little bit bigger scale. But what we need is a log on the ground, and in most woodlands, in most forests, there are many logs on the ground, old logs. So that's what we're gonna need, and then we're gonna need 4 sticks. Okay, we take our 4 sticks, and this is just one of them, of course, and we sharpen them in one end to a point with an axe or a knife or whatever. If you do not want to do that or cannot do that for some reason, then just slant cut them with the saw from the beginning, and you have a point, and that is enough. Find a log on the ground, the longer the better. This is just for demonstration purposes only. Our axe, and drive the stakes into the ground. If you don't have an axe, you have a saw, you can easily make a big mallet, doink with a saw, and your knife is not a problem. I happen to have a saw, because what's better than having a saw that is having a saw and an axe. Basically it. You just ram the 4 stakes into the ground, or 6, how many you want to make, but using just 2 sets is the easiest. I have not used any cordage to lash them together, or steel wire, anything like that. You can do that, and that will make them much more stable. But this works, and this is super fast. Of course, this works really great. The ground is of a bigger diameter. The bigger diameter, the more stable it will be, and the higher it will be. But let's see how it works. It works quite all right, but it's a little bit wobbly, as you can see. This is because I have not lashed them or anything like this, but it will work in a tight situation, or if you do not want to make too much of a number out of it. But this helps to ensure that you can get a nice and sharp angle, and what you are cutting will not be flopping around when you are standing with a branch like this or something like that, Shaskin. Because then of course you are prone to not do something awesome with your saw. If you lash them here with the cordage or even better steel wire that you of course have in your wire and nail kit, right? Then it gets much more stable. So just because a few guys they bash the silky saws because they lack the fundamental skills to operate them correctly, it of course does not mean that silky saws make bad saws. They make some of the best saws for the outdoors, in my opinion. How much does Silky pay me to say this each month? Yeah, correct, nothing. Silky does not owe me anything, and I do not owe Silky anything. I promote stuff on my channel to you guys, stuff that I know works, and Silky saws definitely work. You of course have to know the limitations and correct use of all tools, otherwise handling them can be relatively dangerous. I have a lot of saws here, and a phone, and an axe. And I think we should donate one of these saws here to Shaskin up in St. Petersburg, actually. Which one are we gonna give him? Let's find out when the saw arrives at Shaskin's channel up in St. Petersburg. So guys, please check the links in the description. Please consider supporting the channel and share and subscribe, sub bell, sub like, and all that good stuff. Until next time, get out and train, get it done, do something awesome, and I will do something awesome and get away from these gnats here, these no-see-ums or the vampires basically. See you in the next video, guys.